Welcome to this webinar, which provides insights into the development of children's physical and sensory skills. These insights take account of research, as well as inspectors' findings and the recommendations made by inspectors to promote improvement. Research tells us that the early years of a child's life are crucially important for the development of a healthy, well-functioning physical body. Of course, a child in his or her early years will spend time in the home environment and in the early learning and care setting. Other webinars in this series have focused on developing a child's physical skills in the home and the early learning and care setting. This webinar will provide practical advice for teachers within a primary school context. In this webinar, there will be references to the development of a child's motor skills, which help a child to control his or her muscles and manipulate objects. There will also be references to sensory development, which involves the child learning through their sensory systems. The content of this webinar is intended to complement the work undertaken across the 6 strands of the physical education or PE curriculum, the work which schools may undertake through the Active Schools programme, and the specific exercises undertaken with children with additional needs. Recognising the importance of physical activity, the primary school curriculum promotes physical activity at all class levels. The curriculum includes the aims, which you will see on the screen, to enable children to develop and express themselves physically through the acquisition of a range of movement skills, and to appreciate the potential and importance of health and well-being. Acquire a knowledge and understanding of the body and movement, and develop agility and physical coordination. And the curriculum includes clear statements regarding approaches, stating that learning should involve guided activity and discovery methods. By maximising opportunities for movement, a teacher can increase how the children independently practice, use, and develop their physical skills. Simple activities undertaken as part of a child's daily routine can ensure these skills are continuously supported. To support a child's physical development, all activity counts. Of course, the 2 break times during the school day are ideal opportunities to promote physical activity, ideally in the outdoors. We will now take some time to consider how a teacher can support children to be physically active throughout the school day. Play is a central medium through which young children learn and develop, and of course, play promotes physical activity and enables the children to use their physical skills. It's worth noting that in the early learning and care settings, the child's learning and development experiences are informed by ASHTER, the Early Childhood Curriculum Framework. This document emphasises the importance of being physically active learning and learning through play. ASHTER characterises play as that which is child-initiated, child-led, which is active, adventurous, and exploratory. All of these elements, by their very nature, involve being physically active. Undoubtedly, play is the work of the child. It's worthwhile for teachers to prepare an environment where children can move freely as they play and explore. Play areas, which are richly resourced and stimulating, will provide scope for hours of active and interactive play exploration. Of course, you will have to tailor your approach in accordance with your own particular context, the physical size of the room, the ratio of children to the teacher, the availability of support, for example, another adult, and the materials and resources that are available to you. Imagine the rich learning opportunities of a post office, a beauty salon, a barber shop, a bakery, or a building site. These areas are really popular with children, and they benefit greatly from the opportunities to move freely as they play and engage in real-life scenarios. The home corner is very popular too. Now you know what you can do with excess kitchen materials in your own home. And parents are usually very willing to provide real materials which they no longer use. It's important for the child's sensory development that the materials are real, as this enhances the authenticity of the children's experiences. In early learning and care settings, inspectors advise the use of materials and resources which are true to the senses in relation to weight, temperature, texture. These include porcelain plates and cups, proper tools which work, such as sturdy buckets, shovels, pots, pans, sieves, and funnels. These materials are superior to plastic toys, plastic plates, and cups. As children engage in role play in the post office or the doctor's surgery, they can develop their fine motor skills while they put on bandages, doodle, and use graphics to write out a prescription or register a letter. As you are aware, role play and improvisation are integral components of the drama curriculum. We will now consider the importance of whole body movement games. Inspectors often note that teachers break up the school day by providing children with an opportunity to engage in a whole body movement game or an opportunity to move to songs and rhymes. This, of course, is an integral part of the primary music and primary language curriculum in both English and Irish. You could consider having a short busy break after each lesson or 45-minute period. Research shows that these breaks help to rejuvenate the child and support the child's concentration. These are particularly important if the children have been sitting and listening for a lengthy period of time. We often see children at an unconscious level start to fidget or slouch during lessons and learning experiences. Sounds familiar? These actions and behaviours are a clear sign that the children need to get up and move. Yes, even in 5th and 6th class, a physical break is highly beneficial. Inspectors frequently see children engaged in games such as jumping jack or roly-poly. If you're happy and you know it. Hello, my arms. My hands, they are hiding. We're on the way to Grandma's farm. Old MacDonald had a farm. These games involve physical activity and often have a number component. They instill a love for literacy, as rhymes and songs are learned in a fun way, body parts can be recognised, animals discussed and acted out. Depending on your school context, you may have access to an indoor hall that can also be used as an extension of your indoor classroom. Using a range of play materials and physical education equipment, teachers can invite the children to freely engage in group games and active free play that stimulates gross motor and whole body movement. Involving the children in daily jobs can be another effective way of adding physical activity, skilling, and refining motor skills, developing coordination, and providing sensory experiences. Of course, this also helps the children to establish good habits for life. Inspectors frequently note the benefits of these types of activities in early learning and care settings, and these can certainly be extended into the primary school. For example, why not involve the children in tasks like cleaning the whiteboard, sweeping the floors, and using dustpan and brush, a great way to skill hand-eye and left-right coordination every day, several times a day, emptying the bins and watering the plants. A useful tip sheet is available on the Ashter Shielta Practice Guide on supporting fundamental movement skills. These tips can be used to provide continuity in the children's physical experiences as they move from the preschool to the primary school setting. In early learning and care settings, inspectors frequently note the benefit of involving the children in preparing for snack time. This type of activity supports their physical activity and engenders a sense of responsibility and importance. At school, the children could be active in organising their snack, cleaning and preparing the environment in which to eat the snack in an aesthetically pleasing and clean environment, and tidying up afterwards. Through the Strand Unit Self-Identity, in the social, personal and health education SPHE curriculum, it's expected that the child will become aware of his or her immediate world through the senses. To this end, it is very beneficial for children to engage in sensory games, such as feeding boxes, auditory games, noticing and recognizing scents and smells, growing and tasting food from a school garden. These are all real life experiences and valuable sensory learning opportunities. At all class levels, the primary curriculum promotes work in the outdoor environment, and of course, break times are of pivotal importance also. Daily, prolonged play outside, preferably in a natural, stimulating, inspiring, and aesthetically pleasing environment, is crucially important for young children. The outdoor environment in general offers more opportunity for vigorous, whole-body physical activity, which is vitally important for the overall healthy development of the young child. It's a good idea to involve children in practical jobs outside or in the school garden. Of course, you need to take into account the child's capacity, and safety is a key consideration also. A child's core strength and upper body strength, including the shoulders, can be developed through digging, carrying, shoveling, raking, and wheelbarrowing. Gross and fine motor skills can be developed through sieving earth, planting, weeding, caring for plants, and harvesting. All of these activities are relevant to the Strand Unit, Environmental Awareness and Care in both geography and science. In early learning and care settings, inspectors note that where there is high quality practice, the children frequently engage in sensory-rich play experiences, such as playing with sand, mud, earth and water, making and modelling with Play-Doh, kinetic sand and clay, and to manipulate natural, sense-rich materials such as seashells, pine cones, stones, wood, grass and plants, and various fabrics. It would be worthwhile to incorporate these activities into the primary classrooms and to set up similar inspiring play spaces outside. Approaching science and art from a sensory perspective will offer the children an opportunity to engage with natural, real materials that stimulate a range of the senses. This is not only enjoyable and fun, but this type of investigative, messy play can improve creativity. Making explosions, lava lamps, painting with natural materials, and even creating homemade bath bombs can incorporate scientific thinking and investigation while learning through the senses. The children will also benefit from the practical task of cleaning up afterwards. Creative art experiences are a great way to support the children to explore, create, and investigate with real, natural, messy materials. Inspectors often note the use of the outdoor environment for the children to explore in science. Consider how you can gather natural materials that promote hands-on learning and exploration of a variety of textures, colours, patterns, and scent. You could also think about local trails in history and in geography. Children can go outside and observe weather patterns. Whenever possible, engage in PE outdoors and measure and gather data for graphs in mathematics in the outdoor environment. In the middle and senior classes, as the children progress in their mathematical learning, you could, for example, ask them to measure the distance and time taken to walk, to run, to cycle around the school, and then have them calculate the number of times one would need to do this circuit to complete a kilometre, 5 kilometres, 10 kilometres, and a marathon. We hope that this webinar has provided you with some valuable and practical ideas in relation to developing children's physical skills. We have provided some additional references and resources which may be of interest to you. You can access the links under the video title. If you have any comments, please share using the dedicated email address on screen. We thank you very much for your engagement. Goodbye.
you.